we're still here. After
we are. We're an hour early.
Hour early because I have stuff to do. I've been very busy today.
Yeah, so a lot of you who are kind enough to set aside the 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific time for us, you're going to be watching a replay of this one.
I know. We got the early. We'll get the early birds. Looks like we've got one early bird.
Yeah, so
we're gonna be
Faz,
ruining somebody's Friday.
Yeah, I mean, Faz was extraordinarily busy this week. I was out of town all week for my day job, so I just got back, late evening last night. I did some quick catch up, and I was passed out because I worked all day and then drove 3 hours. So, needless to say, we did not give you any warning because both of us were going like crazy. We apologize. We'll be back, hopefully, normal time next week, let's hope. And so we're going to kind of do an abbreviated show this week. And we're going to have an open mic at the end. That way we can make sure we're not in the middle of a topic and have to cut people off high and dry in the middle of a conversation.
So I'm going to do what was known back in the day as a blipvert. Do you remember?
Your mic sounds really good this week.
Yes, because it's my Yeti.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to do a blipvert. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it ready. There we go. That's our blipvert.
Sounds like something you get after eating a lot of tacos.
Blipvert is blipverts are quick advertisements. They were popularized on the Max Headroom TV show that went 1 year in 1987. I thought those were awesome. I watched
a couple. Oh my God! So I never watch TV, right? Never. And I watch sports, like I watch football and stuff like that, baseball, but I don't watch TV. If I watch anything, it's a movie with my kids on Netflix, right? So, of course, in my hotel room, being out of town all week, there wasn't much to do because I don't have a laptop I can travel with other than my work one, and that's like lockdown, and I don't want to do any personal stuff on it anyway. So I decided to flip on the TV, and I'm watching Comedy Central. And I got to watch some Office episodes, which was fantastic. But on Wednesday night, they had 2 brand new episodes of Beavis and Butthead. And I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. I mean, I used to watch that show constantly. And it was hysterical to me. But my point to all this is the commercials, right? And it was offensive to me. These commercials that were on TV.
Drinking ads?
No. So it's like, to me, it's predatory ads. Like almost every single ad on Comedy Central, there was the one, I saw it about 500 times, this ad. It was this guy, I'm a successful salesman. And I use the Hoobity Gobbity app. And I use the
Gobbity Hoobity one.
Yeah. I can get $200 fronted to me instantly because being in sales, my paycheck is all over the place. If you're a salesman and you need $200 that badly, you're a really fucking bad salesperson. Okay? That is really bad. They are preying on poor people with these commercials. And then there's that commercial I saw like 500 times.
Poor people are generally preyed upon by any business model. If basically the goal of capitalism is to trawl all the fish in the ocean, you got to run your net and just capture all those dollars that people throw at you.
And the rest were banking, and these banking things only a $29.95 monthly fee and blah blah blah. And I'm like, who the hell doesn't use free checking? But it's for people who are bad at banking, right? And then the one that got me the worst,
which is most people,
was this car commercial. And I wish I wanted it. I thought about it afterwards, of course, which was no good. I wanted to record this because I saw it once and I was waiting for it again. It was this car company that was offering to give you, regardless of your credit, you can drive today for $150 a month. And then they did that thing where there was like a million, oh, by the ways that they scrolled across the screen at 500 miles an hour. and it's call this number, to be instantly approved. And I'm like, God, this is all predatory stuff. It just
that's the demographic. That's the demographic of the people watching shows in hotel rooms. Or were you in a motel?
I guess it was Comedy Central. I expected more from them, but it was literally like every single ad was like this. It was mind blowing. I felt horrible. I felt dirty just watching it, because it's like people fall for this shit.
Yeah, now everybody
they
just
get
pays.
taken advantage of.
Now everybody just pays for like Paramount Plus and CBS Plus, and you have to watch commercials anyway. You have to pay for the service and get commercials, which is
that's
my God. Well, I
pay a shit ton for cable.
I wanted to watch the new Star Trek show, and I have to watch commercials for that. Yeah, it used to be that cable. Well, cable is all about access. It's not exactly about not commercials.
Now it is. It used to be not that way, but what do you call it? Netflix moved to that model for about 5 minutes, and then the people uproared, and they got rid of it. It lasted about a week, where they would give you a tier. You had two choices to pay. You could pay less and have limited advertising, or more. And everybody started quitting Netflix, and they're like, yeah, sorry, that was just a test. Our bad. No, we're not actually doing that.
So what is it? YouTube. I have YouTube Premium because I don't want to deal with the commercials. And every once in a while, I'm not logged in, and I have to sit through the commercials. But I don't sit through commercials because I did that enough as a kid. I've wasted years of my life as a kid sitting through commercials. And so what happens if I'm watching anything? I don't care what it is. It could be something I've been waiting years to watch. And then a commercial pops on, bam, I'm gone. I just click close the window because I just don't have time for this bullshit. In fact, it disengaged my mind to the point where I could just move on. So fuck that noise.
Well, you don't need to subscribe to Premium to get ad-free YouTube. You know that, right?
No. How do you get ad-free YouTube?
You simply go to youtube.com in your Brave browser, and there are no ads.
Okay, so it won't interrupt halfway through, and
it will not. There is no ads, no gaps, no spaces, no nothing. So even if you're on your mobile phone, go to mobile. Yeah, got to get with the program.
All right, so we have some things to talk about. ETH ETF, AI versus AI and gadgets. So let's talk about the Ethereum ETF right now, which apparently everybody's been wanting for a long time. And as soon as it comes out, price tanks. Why?
So we kind of jittered on this before on the show, and I started going on a diatribe, and you cut me off as usual, and then I lost my train of thought and never got back to it. Right. It'll be brief because I'll just recap that, which should hopefully. Zora loves your hat, Faz.
It's linen. It's a linen hat. It's great for the summer.
It's comfy on his ears,
and it keeps me from getting sunburn on my head now that I don't have any hair, just like you.
I'm thinking about trying to grow it out. I'm thinking.
So you'll just look like a Klingon. It'll look bad, and then you'll have this mess up front, which will look worse. I
don't think I have anything left. Like, you can kind of see it in the camera. It's like halfway back. So I think it might look kind of dumb. We'll see.
You'll look like Snoop Dogg because his is way back, but he keeps the dread.
Yeah, I'll do some dreads in there. I'll let it grow on. So
I'm doing the beard now. Where's my beard? I lost my beard brush, so I had the beard comb today. Right here.
The ETH ETF. That's where I was going.
Ethereum ETF.
I think that they think, and I think they might be right, that they can control the price of actual ETH if they put enough money into these ETFs. It worried me about it with Bitcoin, which is what we were talking about a couple of shows back with the Trump show, when he was talking BTC.
Oh,
And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have a comment.
No.
Well, I was just going to say, Trump has been promising in the last few days to have a strategic reserve of Bitcoin, and I heard a rumor of XRP and stuff like that. And of course, he's been saying that he wants to keep all the Bitcoin in the United States. What he's really trying to say is he wants to control what is that you got there? What's that? Oh,
it's
yeah,
a ZipBug mug. It even rhymes.
It's a ZipBug
mug.
It's a Zip mug. No, I would call them
A
Zip mugs.
mug.
If I'm going to have
mug. I love it.
I'm going to have a brand name. By the way, I'll show that one again. None of my Zip mugs are here. I'm selling those. Right now, I'm selling them. You'll just have to hit me up on chat. But we need to make a store. I get that from a website that there's not a store integrated. So, but I can order them and have them sent to you. It just takes 7 days to get to you. So,
yes, that is the next task, is building your store. I'm going to be on that this weekend. I'm going to start on that.
And you're going to get a percentage of that because you're actually doing some building. So it's income.
I've already got the foundation for it down. I just got to put all the minutia in there.
But the hard part is getting it to work with the website that we want, rather than some crappy cup making website, because I had to pick that one. That's like an art website. Anyway, what I was saying about Trump is he's talking about having a strategic reserve of certain cryptos, and he doesn't get it. He doesn't he's like, well, I want you to own your own Bitcoin and stuff like that. But then he's talking about doing things where he would control the price. And saying strategic reserve means the U.S. government is going to buy some. It's going to jack the price up. But after it jacks up, he's going to control it. Now, all these complaints that you had about Gala Games, about how they sold all their crypto, the way that they did it, the United States would do that too. I think I said this early on. Crypto is nice because each coin is its own its own Federal Reserve. And each coin, the people in charge of that coin will do the same thing that the Federal Reserve does. They'll adjust the size and they'll do burns and all that stuff. And so instead of Big Brother, you have a bunch of little brothers. RFK wants 4 million BTC of his own, or he wants the United States to have it. Germany's selling, I hear. Anyway, so all they're going to do then is try to play the same shenanigans with coins. And I bet if you made, so they get enough of these Bitcoins, they can just hypothecate that stuff out. They could say, okay, we'll base the dollar on Bitcoin because we have enough Bitcoins now, and then we'll just hypothecate that out to the nth degree. So having the real Bitcoins is really going to be the only wise thing to do. So that's what gets me about presidential politics, or what Trump is saying about Bitcoin. He really doesn't understand what he's talking about. He just wants voters. That's it. He's not going to do anything different. He's made all of his money with regular US dollars, and he wants to ride the initial wave. So yeah, if you want to make a lot of money, then I guess vote for him for president, so that initial bump you'll be able to cash out as the United States is buying a bunch. But after that, it's all going to even out.
So I do think that control piece is absolutely part of it, but there's a lot more to it that people aren't realizing. And some of the stuff that has been coming out recently is not very Bitcoin friendly. And I struggle with that because what they say makes sense, but at the same time, it's taking away from the original purpose, right? So we still have a lot of very, very weak side rails for that. Bitcoin, moving it itself, if I was going to send you some Bitcoin, cost me $5 to send it over to you. It's quick. It's within 10 minutes, no big deal. But for use on a global scale, Bitcoin is kind of slow. It's getting more expensive. And unfortunately, if you use it as a currency, it will become a point where the fees are not going to be worth it anymore.
Okay. So to be fair, Bitcoin, if you use it as gold, as a store of value, that means you can make any coin, the fastest coin out there, be based on Bitcoin or do the transactions for Bitcoin. This is why I like XRP, because XRP is about just doing transactions. It's just how quickly can you get these transactions done. So it's Bitcoin's not going to be a spendable, daily spendable thing like buying yourself a hot dog for a variety of reasons. That's why you don't buy it with gold. I mean, you could buy a hot dog with gold. I'm sure some people would take it, but I mean, it's not a good idea.
I don't think XRP is going to be that way. I hate to say this. It pains me a great deal to say this. Faz is right.
Do you still? I was going to say, do you still have your XRP?
I do. I still do have my XRP.
Faz was right after all this time. You were so
No.
suspicious of XRP. So suspicious.
No, listen. I want to tell you what part I think you're right at. I think that's going to be the commercial rail system for money.
XRP?
Yeah. I don't think it has a retail use. And my prediction is that the retail use coin is going to be something we haven't seen yet.
Like nothing we've seen before.
Yeah. Like you've never seen, right? So I do think that it either hasn't been invented yet, or if it has been invented, it's not out there yet. Everything that we see out there that's like really fast, like Stellar, Cardano, even XRP. XRP is leaning towards that business side, the commercial side, the banking side. I don't think that goes retail. There has to be something that's simple, easy, fast, and scalable. And everything so far is missing 2 out of those 4 items. So I don't think we're there yet. And I think part of it, and this is a little off kind of the direction I was going, but I think it's important because you alluded to it, Faz. I think that the purchase of Bitcoin for the U.S. Strategic Reserve is to back a stablecoin release for the government, the dreaded CBDC. I think that's what they would use that for. And they've got to give that CBDC some kind of backing, just like they did at the beginning with the U.S., right? They backed it with gold. And that's what gave it value. So they're going to accumulate Bitcoin to use as the reserve for a CBDC. What do you think about that?
I think the CBDC plan has been underway for a long time. And I don't think that they've been thinking of Bitcoin as backing a CBDC. I think that CBDC will want to use dollar bills. There is, in my opinion, there is a use for U.S. dollar bills. The United States is never going to want to not use its dollar bills. Well, it's CBDC, but it's not going to want not to use its own money like that. But I think as far as paying for stuff, I don't think people will always want to use dollar bills. I think it will start becoming a good version of the Wild West, which is right now when you're using a word processor or using email or using a phone app or a social media app, there's a main one that you use. Let's just say Twitter or YouTube. And then there's others like TikTok and Instagram, which are raising in popularity, and they may surpass each other from time to time. I think tokens are going to be like that too. I think it might be that one token is used a lot because it's popular. And then after a while, there'll be another one. Why? Because the powers that be always want you to move from one thing to another. The reason is there's money to be made on the friction between an old system and a new system. Back in the day, we had records and tapes and CDs and stuff like that. And there's money to be made on putting out music on the new format. And then we got MP3s. MP3s aren't the final format out there. There's OGG. There's there's a whole bunch of other codecs and stuff out there. They all have a purpose. Some may be better than others. I think we want to see the financial arena evolve in the same way that we see other things evolve. And right now, the financial arena does not evolve very fast because each government wants a monopoly on how things evolve, and they want to catch all the money that happens when in that friction between one thing and another. But I think at a certain point, they're going to have to let go. And once they do, the United States it's a country. It can afford to throw a lot of money toward things. The dollar back the pubes. What? That the pubes, the public, they don't want a CBDC. Yeah, we don't. And now it might be that we're required to use it, that it's a national currency. If they say, well, I think you will not be able to not use it. But the point is, I don't think people will want to keep their money in a CBDC. They'll want to use it for everyday spending. If you're going to buy a hot dog, that's the monetary system we have, the national money we have, then we'll buy the hot dog in that. And we'll move over our Bitcoin into the CBDC every once in a while, just like you pay yourself. But I think people will want to, and then of course, restaurants will let you pay in their coin. You go to a pizza place, you'll want to pay in Domino's pizza coin. It's the same thing as their coupons. It's just easier. You don't need to make a wallet if you have a Domino's pizza coin. You don't need to make a wallet app. You can just use existing stuff out there like MetaMask and all that stuff.
Yeah, but that's creating the friction for people to buy it. You're not going to want, as a consumer, to have a wallet full of 75,000 different tokens for whatever place you want to go shopping to.
Okay, you do that with coupons, and you do that with application apps for your phone. How many apps do you have on your phone? I have a shit ton. Why can't there just be one app that does all these things? It used to. I mean, I'd love to have a calculator and a printer and a LinkedIn app and a Strike app and a school app. I'd like them to be together as one app. No, they're separate apps, and I have to download each one of them. And there's an app store, and then they have to update themselves all the time. Everybody wants their piece of the pie, and so you just have a phone, which is just you're going to have a wallet app with the 55 different currencies. You're going to use them for 55 different reasons, just like you do with the apps.
So I could see that if there was a wallet app that you could, kind of like Trust Wallet does. They made it really simple when you were going to the Binance chain, right? You could flip in and out of BSC very, very easily in Trust Wallet. You click a button, it converts it, and it's there. If there was an app that made it that simple to where if I'm holding my thumb on BTC, I tap it and I says swap for Domino's pizza coin, and I hit enter, and it did it, and it was there, that I could see. However, having a wallet where you had to have some in that currency, and you got to go to an exchange to buy it and all that other bullshit, I don't think I want to buy Faz NFTs and merch with the FazRadio token.
Okay, think about that. As I was just talking with Zorro today about this. So I asked him, why the fuck do we want to, I didn't say those exact words. I would never say that to Zorro. But why the fuck do we need to have a separate token for Faz stuff? Okay, everybody's getting their own token because you can brand your money. Okay, and yeah, I can give deals based, if you buy this with Faz token, that's actually advertisement. So I can afford to price it a little bit lower. And then of course I have a lot of token now and I can go exchange it for something else. And I don't have to follow the same rules that the US dollar does. That's kind of nice, but it becomes my thing about these different tokens is people are demanding them, whether it's hard for you or not. You will want it. So
I don't know about that. And so Crypto View, been a while. Hope all is well, man. XRPL will be the future to interoperability, period. Okay, so here's my problem with that, Crypto View. You and I have had conversations. I like XRP. And in our 3 conversations, I've said the exact same thing to you that I'm going to say right now. There is no good DEX for that. That is the problem. And
There's no there.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big problem, right? So Stellar has Stellar Term and a couple of others. You have all these. You have what do you call it? What that? Oh my God, I feel like such an idiot right now.
Well,
for ETH, where do you go to swap the ETH? What's the name of that? That Uniswap. You have Uniswap. You have that other one, the blue one, where my kid got all those tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Sushi Swap. You have a lot of those until somebody puts a good DEX together that's fast, safe, reliable, and everything else. XRP is going to flounder. It's going to continue to do nothing. And everybody's afraid to do that. So I have Zaman, which is the old version
XRPL. Crypto View is correcting you to say the XRPL has a DEX on it.
No, it's not. It's not a DEX.
What is it?
It is a thing they like to try and call a DEX, but it's not very user friendly. I've tried to use the XRPL, and I used it through Zaman, and it's a bunch of KYC, jump through hoops, connect through 4 third-party places that you have to hop from one to the next. That is not a DEX. It needs to be like Uniswap or Sushi Swap or anything, or I love freaking Stellar Term. It's instant. You log in with a special key phrase, and it's fantastic, and it's instant. You can do limits, you can do stop orders, you can do all that. That XRPL has to go to a different level if it's going to compete. That's just the way it is. And I'm not trying to say it's not going to get there, but it hasn't. And if it does get there, I'll bring you on. You can rave about it all night long, right? But it's not there yet.
Okay. Did you catch what I just did there?
You did a Smurfle blurb.
A Smurfle, right? A Smurfle barf. Oh, there's another one. Bye. Smurfle barf. I'll do another one while you're talking.
While I'm talking. Sologenic, I've accessed that through the Zaman wallet as well. And I did make an exchange on there, and it was pretty flawless. I got this fairly large Solo token, the Sologenic token, airdrop, and I swapped it for XRP just to try it out, and it was pretty good. But at least then, now I'm gonna date myself here. It's probably been a year and a half since I've been back into the Sologenic side of things. But there was probably 3 or 4 tokens that you could exchange. It was extremely limited. And by a DEX, what I'm talking about, so I can further define it so that we're on the same page and having the same conversation, is you can pretty much swap anything on that DEX. You can go from Ethereum, you can go from Bitcoin, you can go from shitcoin.
So you're making my case for me. Thank you very much. That stuff's got to work itself out. Standards are going to happen. And then eventually it's going to be, the standards will become mainstream, just like we had for the World Wide Web. You know, you have with the web, you have like JavaScript on the front end, and you have one of 3 or 4 different languages on the back end. So it's fine. Here we go. I got another thing here. All right. There we go.
Yeah, pop it up, but get it back over. You ruin my shorts when you make us little people.
That's right. I can't do these. Okay. Well, I gave it enough.
Just don't forget to swap it back quick enough, because we get lost in the conversation and it takes me forever to edit these things.
Okay. Well, I just wanted people to get an idea of some things I'm doing.
All right, you have another request. Zorro's dying to spend some money on you, Faz. You've got to get his request fulfilled.
Who the fuck buys V-neck shirts? Okay, come
Zorro
on.
does.
Okay,
Zorro
well then
buys them.
I will happily make you some V-neck FazRadio shirts. You just need to send me your address and some payment. But I think the payment should be crypto right now. And I think I should make NFTs that are like FazRadio shirts and cups. And then if you buy the NFT, you send. Well, you'd have to send me the address. The only problem is it's not like a secure transaction. You're as secure as like Discord is and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's a good idea.
This is something that is going to be presented to you for the first time, Faz. There has been a major update. A major update. You've heard me shilling Strike for a very long time here on this cast. I love Jack Mallers and his Strike platform. I've been using Strike for years now.
Jack Mallers.
Yeah, I've been DCAing Bitcoin for the last year and a half, 2 years on Strike. I buy a certain amount per hour in Bitcoin. So talk about DCA being granular. I get the best hourly prices. Anyway, it's been slow coming, and we hit a snag, and you took full advantage of that on one show and read me the riot act about how it's the greatest, and then nothing happens. Well, something really, really big happened. They had the Bitcoin conference last week as well, and they rolled out the API connection to BTC Pay Server. And they were taking payments at the conference via BTC Pay Server, and it was through Strike. And they've also opened up in Europe now. So this is huge. BTC Pay Server, I've been using that for a year and a half, and I hit a snag and I had to take it down. I'm definitely going to hit it up again now that I can throw an API to connect it to Strike. It is an absolutely free, self-hosted payment platform for Bitcoin. So you can create invoices, you can create QR codes, you can sell products, you can put a storefront up and have it all paid directly through there and go directly to a Strike wallet. That is huge. That is huge. It costs you nothing. The transaction fees are nothing. Zero. Not a zip. So you can set up a storefront in BTC for nothing other than the cost of your time setting this stuff up. Crypto views ripping on Zorro here. V-neck, New Balance shoes.
I thought V-necks were for like when you had ties, when you would wear a tie. I don't like V-neck shirts. By the way, here's a Faz shirt right here. Well, ZipBugs shirt. This is a ZipBug.
That looks like a giant dildo.
Well, some people like that.
See the eyes and then the penis with the tip of the penis is all colored. Mm-hmm. It looks. I think that your artist is starting to troll you.
People should buy it. Well, if it looks like boobs or TNA, then people will buy it. So, it can just look sort of like boobs.
My goodness.
Your goodness.
All right, so let's transition because we're running short on time because Faz actually has to go on time.
We're gonna leave a little early.
We started a conversation in CFA a little bit earlier when we were talking about AI, right? And I want to share a revelation that I've learned. I've been a big Claude fan over ChatGPT for a long time now, last 6-9 months, right? And for how I use it, I should say. There's nothing wrong with ChatGPT, just for how I used it. I'm a creative person, so I was using it for creativity. And Claude just totally blew ChatGPT out of the water. However, ChatGPT jumped up to version 4.0. And it has been, I decided to give it a shot, give it a fair shake. So I started doing some creative things in there, including things along the lines of this podcast and another podcast that I produce. And oh my God, it has taken leaps and bounds towards going almost head to head, 95% head to head with Claude. on the creative side. And it has the ability to hit the internet, and it has the ability to scrape a site, and instantly I can point it to a YouTube video and it'll analyze it for me and give me every information I could ever want from it. It is now, I think, 95% of what Claude was, which blew my mind. And I'm using it very, very well. And Claude is starting to slow down on updates and upgrades. Whereas ChatGPT, probably from all that Microsoft money they got, I think it was, what, $400 billion or something? It was like something asinine ridiculous. They've taken that money and they've put it in a really good place. And I'm really, really impressed. I had heard smatterings of another AI platform called Perplexity, and I've seen a couple of things on it, but I never dove deep into it. Golden Hawk jumped into the conversation and was talking about Perplexity, so I was hoping we could do a quick walkthrough on that and see what that's about, because he was saying it's really, really, really good. So let me pull up a window here and we'll check out.
Be quick about it then.
Yes, we are. Perplexity AI. Let's see what we've got. Shit, I'm going to need my glasses. Hang on. Here we go. Perplexity AI. That looks familiar. Looks a lot like ChatGPT. What is the... Oops, wait.
Can we see your screen? Are you showing something?
I just realized. That's why I said, oops, wait. I was all excited. Share screen. Perplexity. Share. Boop. And boop. So this looks really familiar, doesn't it?
Vaguely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's ask anything. Tell me about the Faz.
Yeah, it's not going to know anything about it. About the FazRadio?
Podcast.
I'll be impressed if it does. Hey, look at that.
FazRadio is a podcast hosted by Faz and Titan that provides commentary on weekly cryptocurrency news and dilemmas.
I guess all that money on
Strong
Podbean that I
emphasis
spent is worth it.
on education. Educate listeners. Look at that. Now comes the big question. What do you think I'm going to ask it next?
Zip bomb.
It doesn't.
No.
ZipBug is not a commonly recognized
ZipBugs
term.
have not made an impression on AI yet.
Not yet. We're going to have to teach it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Google it, damn it.
ZipBugs.com.
From OpenSea. Oh, there you go.
Try again to tell me what you can about ZipBugs. I have a new keyboard on this terminal here, so it's driving me crazy. Oh, boo. I can't scrape websites or access real-time information.
Wait a minute. What's
it kicked
it
me
there?
out. Wait, and it kicked me out.
Wait, it was actually talking about ZipBugs there. It's kind of funny. See?
ZipBugs
See?
are a digital art project or NFT collection with a unique concept. Here's what we know. ZipBugs are associated with a metaverse concept as indicated by their Twitter handle ZipBugs. Storytelling element.
Ooh.
Each ZipBug has its own stories.
So it evaluated a Google search. That's pretty good.
It did. Because this
Let
is
me
what
Google
I
that
put up.
for you. That's what this is.
Yeah, this is almost word for word what I put on the website. Expanding content, the creators are hiring people to build a wider body of ZipBug content, including comic panels and comic books.
Not bad.
So now it knows.
It read
so
my
if
Twitter.
Anybody else,
If
anybody else accesses it, it should be stored in their memory now.
You think so? What's the name of this?
I think it does. What kind of stories do the ZipBugs
How
have?
do they emulate? Oh, this is interesting. What kind of stories? What's it say? Have a diverse range of stories. Zip the bug on the right side there. Up there, there's one of my ZipBugs on the right. There's lava flare.
Yeah.
Go down. Lava crypto.
Look at
Be happy
that.
about that. Go down right there. Click on that. No, the red one. That
Wait,
one.
I have to move my camera. I can't see.
That one right there. There we go. That's a rather
Look
new
at
one
that.
too. That's called he's Lava Flare, and I might be doing something regarding that one with a book or with
The life
other stuff.
cycle of a bed bug. So you're lumped in with bed bugs.
Hey, that's fine. At least I'm lumped in with something that somebody would see.
There, go after Pamela Brooks. Zip the bug. She riffed off of your stuff.
How do you know I'm not riffing off of her stuff? I could get in trouble.
I doubt it. Hey,
Okay, what else we got? Metaverse concept, changing, ongoing development. The creators, all one of them, is actively expanding the ZipBug universe. This is what AI gets you.
Can you design a logo for the ZipBug site now that you have learned a bit about them? And create a PNG or JPG of that idea.
Just say, "Draw me a picture, dude." It'll figure that out. Oh, it can't draw you shit.
Nope.
ChatGPT would.
I can't create a PNG or JPG file directly. However, here's
Call them
a way to
JPEGs.
do it. Use vibrant colors. It knows how you do things. Typography.
Oh.
A playful and bold font. So I chose the correct font for the website then, see?
Correct font. And how do you know it's just not reading what you just did?
I stumbled on that font for the website accidentally, and I'm like, oh my God, this is freaking perfect.
I use the Badong font on mine. What do you use?
I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Because like I said, I stumbled on it, and I didn't even care. It just looked perfect. Okay, so Perplexity appears to have some... Okay, so let's... Golden Hawk had said it's really good with citing resources. So let's ask it a question. What are... We're going to make this Faz-centric. What are 5 qualities of Kamala Harris with citations and internet references that could qualify her as the best candidate for U.S. president?
We're losing viewers because you're doing boring things.
I'm not doing boring things. You're saying ZipBugs are boring?
No, you're doing politics stuff, and we agreed not to do that.
No, I'm trying to get it to cite.
She's persistent and courageous.
Yeah, but see, Golden Hawk was saying it actually gives you website links to validate things. That's what I was trying to get it to do.
No, not XRP will melt faces. ZipBugs will melt faces.
So I think this is going to need some more sussing out. We're going to have to dig into this a little bit deeper. It's at another point, maybe do a show on it entirely when we've had some more practice. I'm sorry to say this is not impressing me very much so far, though.
Because you don't think that Kamala Harris is courageous?
That is a political discussion I choose not to have.
So then don't ask ChatGPT or Perplexity about it.
I wanted frickin' links. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So gadgets. What gadgets are you wanting to talk about?
I don't want to talk about any gadgets because we have 5 minutes left, and I promised an open mic. We'll save the gadgets for another time.
Well, you can keep them on after I leave. You've done it before.
No, I have done it before, but I'm going to keep this to our typical showtime today. Open mic. What do people have on their minds? What else is going on in crypto that you can share with us? I know Zorro and a few others were at the, and he mentioned it, the Karate Combat. That's like the third one I think you guys have been at in recent history. I got back late last night, and I saw it after it had already ended for your stream on that. How did that go, Zorro?
He's not talking right now. ZipBugs to the moon. I agree.
And CryptoView, besides XRP, how can we support you better on FazRadio? And with our support for what you've been doing, you guys were doing a project there for a little while. You were doing a cast, but I haven't seen it lately being advertised. Did you guys stop doing that? Are you going to pick it back up? Did you take a break? What's going on with that? We are about supporting those who are a part of this show as well. It's not just a one-way thing here at FazRadio. We want to get out and support everybody who's doing epic cool stuff.
Well, open mic, I would think, would be inviting people onto the show to talk. That's what mic is.
Yeah. We haven't done one of those in a really long time either. We really need to set one of those up and just put it out there and get 5 or 6 people lined up and just have an open forum where everybody's on here talking. But if there's anything on anybody's minds, I know we're early. We don't have our typical viewers on other than Zorro, CryptoView, General.
And even they came late.
Yeah, because we didn't announce it early. That's my fault. I apologize. I was gone all week. Faz has been busy.
XRP got me a massive return. I would have earned more just by holding my money. Actually, I bought XRP when it was at like 20 cents back in like 2017. So I've been waiting forever. So I'm up.
I'm up too, but not very much. I think I was buying in like the high 20s, low 30s for most of mine. And Faz had me on 3 different tokens when we started. Bitcoin, obviously not a token, a coin. But Bitcoin was first. Then it was XRP, and then it was Cardano.
I don't think I told you about. I think I told you Bitcoin because if you didn't know of any other coins, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's a safe one for you.
So that's how I started, and then I got into Tron. Because you have a token already on Tron.
Me?
And I was in Tron for a while.
I have the Faz token on Tron, which I've only given it to like 2 people, and I use for my kids for allowances. My goal is if I ever make a Faz token, I'd like to like bridge that over, and so like to Ethereum or whatever, and then that way it can kind of harken back, or I might just say fuck it, it's too complicated.
So I have 2 cents on this one, H-bar. So I bought H-bar a long time ago. It's sitting in my original Trust wallet, and it's just sitting there. No, not Trust wallet. It's in my Exodus wallet. I had gotten an Exodus wallet years and years and years ago, and I bought H-bar with it because I had some idle funds laying around. And there's been a lot of contention around H-bar lately. And I haven't followed it too terribly close, but I do know that they're falling into the Cardano trap. There was a lot of utility, same with Polkadot and a lot of these others. There was great upside potential for what they were saying they were going to create with this, and nothing's really come to fruition yet. And so there was a huge dump of H-bar the other day. People were dumping it like there was no tomorrow, and I don't know what in the heck. People are just tired of it. They're tired of waiting.
I thought H-bar was like, so I got like a given like 1,000 H-bar when they first came out. They're given, if you made a wallet, they send you H-bar. So I think I got like 1,000. And then I bought some more later, not a lot. And I thought like companies started to want to use H-bar, and I thought that it had a problem that it could be controlled by companies and stuff. So then I heard a lot of good things about it. What's wrong with Cardano again?
Cardano had made a lot of promises on what they were going to create, and nothing came to fruition. Oh, there was always an excuse.
Okay. My understanding of Cardano was it was just going to be like another Ethereum, but better.
Right. There was a lot that was supposed to be going on with it, and nothing ever came. He didn't quite gala chirp it.
Gala chirp.
By saying, well, no, it was a lot of gala chirp. Hoskins would get on there, and he'd be like, oh, yeah, we got this great partnership, and with hopefully everything will work out, and then nothing would come of it. So they didn't take it to the extreme like some other companies did, but HBAR, I think it's still a valid place to be, but I do think they need to start acting on some of these partnerships they were talking about, and acting on some of these programs and platforms that they were talking about building, and find somebody to do that. Another one, and I haven't talked about this one in a very long time. The same thing. I got all excited. I was talking with one of these crypto Twitter people, and we had some great conversations, and she turned me on to CKB. And that token had a lot of promise in it as well. It's the Nervos network, NERVOS. And the problem with it is that it's kind of like Cardano, in that you have to have a special wallet, you have to run on special rails. There wasn't a lot of mobile options for it. It's difficult. There's a ton of friction in order to get it. And it did really well for a while. I made some money on it. But then it just kind of died. Just kind of stopped doing what it was going to do. And behind CKB, it was supposed to be the interoperability platform. That was the big buzzword like 2.5 years ago. Oh, we're going to be the place where everybody can exchange all their different networks, and we're going to make seamless transitions between networks. And then all of a sudden you just watched, and the devs were just walking away one by one by one by one. And then there was like 3 devs left, and they're like, yeah, this is too much work. So nothing ever came of it. So I'm still hanging on to that. I've got like millions of CKB tokens, but I can't do anything with them. Unfortunately, the time has come for a lot of these to either put up or shut up and go away. And people, like in the HBAR thing, it was probably, Tuesday or Wednesday, I saw the tweet on that, because I have HBAR on my feed list. And there was like tens of millions just dumping of HBAR, tens of millions of dollars dumping in HBAR. People will give it a limited amount of time, and then it's over, right? You've had a couple of years. My money could have been working for me in one of these other projects a lot better.
Okay, so let me comment about that, and then I need to go. Okay, so yes, just like any other coin that's out there, people will get into a coin for a while, and then companies will, and then they'll dump it after a while. And then somebody's going to come along and see that, hey, wow, this stuff's really low. We can use this. And then they start going for it, and then it would go up in value again. That's how a lot of things happen. So, yeah, I would say maybe the initial plans for HBAR fell through, and some other companies could come along and resurrect those plans and make it great again. So that's what, I mean, if you want to make money, buy low, sell high. You sell when it's got a lot of use and a lot of interest, and you buy when it's got no interest. So buy the coins that you're scared of. That's what you do.
Do not be afraid to take profit. I've done that with a lot of them this last year, especially. No more.
And so you got to justify you taking profit by telling everybody to do it too. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, Demology, problem is most people here are here to make bucks and not for the project. It depends. I'm deep on Holo, the hot token. Faz sold me one of his nodes. He had multiple nodes. He sold me one of his nodes. I've been running that for over 3 years. So I'm here for that project, absolutely. Am I here for the deep network? Absolutely. I bought one of those nodes. I'm here for the network. I want to see, you've heard me scream about it on this show repeatedly. I am for decentralization. They're telling me it's going to be decentralized, and what they're going to do with it is all decentralized based. I'll give it a shot. I'm in. I'm in for the network. If I make some money, fantastic. But I'm here to see that through.
Okay, I'm gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna call bullshit on your little Hedera story, and so apparently this has got the fuck you does it fuck you thing here. So apparently it thinks that you're full of shit. But apparently on April 24th or April 23rd, things went up pretty high on Hedera, and it's kind of lower since then. I don't see any like big dump.
Right,
like in the
right at the end. Go to the end and zoom
like
in.
This, that.
Yeah, there was a tweet that somebody was putting out that like tens of millions of dollars had just left Hedera, and this was
Somebody
like
got out of
Tuesday or
Hedera.
Wednesday.
Somebody big got out of Hedera.
That big one right at the end is probably it, the one that you had the zoom in on.
Yeah, this one right here. So, that's I mean,
a big drop. Yeah.
Let's see. When did I get into Hedera?
Looks like it came right back.
So I got into Hedera when it was like back in 2018. Like back, it was actually before this date. It was back here. And then I think I bought a bunch when it was about here. But I mean, yeah, you really haven't made much. I mean, what's this? 0.115, and now it's like 7 cents. So, I mean, unless you bought like millions of it. So that's our TA for today.
Charts, my favorite.
Now this is known as 2021. You could throw a dart at a paper with crypto on it, and you would have made money. This is where a lot of people made money right here. We want that again. If it goes up to this again, everybody will be making money again because of all this bullshit that you're buying right now. So
you know what else I've made a ton of money on that I never expected I'd make a ton of money on?
What?
AVAX.
Oh, do I still
just
have
plain old AVAX? I got it. I was in at like 16, and the last time I looked, it was like 21 or 22, and it bounced up to almost 30 at one point recently. So I've made quite a bit. I do a lot of sweeping profits.
I have 5 AVAX. That's $148. Now people know.
Oh my goodness, you're rich.
Yeah, I am. So look at that, all that AVAX.
IOTA. I had IOTA, Reaper. I had IOTA when I was part of BitTrue, back when I trusted BitTrue enough to at least trade on it. And I got out of it before it went bigger. So I
got some IOTA back in the day. I have 100 IOTA. And then EOS. Sorry, I would never really bought into that EOS thing. God. Hold on. Where'd that go? Where'd you make that thing go?
I have EOS Dust. I have like 0.00017 EOS because it never sold all of it when I got rid of it.
I did get into a lot of VeChain. So VeChain goes up, I'll be happy. And I got into Polkadot. Yeah.
Yep. But I got Polkadot.
There actually one of the coins that I got into that did really good is SHX, Stronghold.
Yes.
Stronghold.
I've made thousands of dollars on that in the last few months.
So I haven't been trading. I just bought a whole bunch. I just bought a whole bunch in the past, and it went up, a lot. How much? Not enough to put my kids through college, but I mean something. So I liked SHX, and it's kind of coming down from another
It's in the 0.4, I think, 0.004 range.
It's 0.4 cents.
Yeah.
I think so. SHX is trying to be XRP, but for commodities, and that's why I like it. So if you're into XRP, you might like SHX.
I have a limit sell on that for a shite ton because it spikes every so often to 0.0001, which is basically doubling your assets. And then it'll drop right back down. You rebuy, and then you wait a month or two, and it'll pop back up. Look at the chart. I've been making money hand over fist on that. I
approve of this message. So I have to get going, and I want to leave this one up. VeChain was a good project. I'm surprised. Anyway, I want to leave this up because we got to go. I have to be gone like yesterday, like 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to do what I always do at this point of the show, and I'll